Hey, good morning, my tribe, my XRP army, everybody out there in YouTube land. Hope you're all doing well. So today we're going to hear from the Fed about 2 p.m. Eastern time, 11 o'clock where I'm at. The Fed will bring out news as to whether it's going to keep rates the same or lower them. We are going to see a return to quantitative easing and near 0% interest rates. If someone can point out why that's not the case, and I'm not putting a timeline on it, it may be rapid and it may be slow. But if someone can point out why that is not the case, please put it in the comments section down below. If you think I may be right, put it in the comments section down below. Am I trying to get you to make a comment? Yeah, I am. Thank you very much. And hey, please subscribe to the channel. My channel isn't about hitting the nuances of why XRP is going to hit, let's say, I don't know, hey XRP, $100,000 today, please. All these pipe dreams. My channel is about changing your relationship with your finances. From one of being a slave to money to being a slave holder. To get you to start understanding that if you don't do something about your money, your financial problems are going to run over the top of you. The world's financial situation is rapidly imploding, and we're hitting a point where it's going to go from slowly to suddenly that the U.S. economy simply begins to hyperinflate. We're already in inflation, and the Fed lowering interest rates, which it has really no other choice to do, is going to cause a launch into hyperinflation. If you don't know what living under that is like, I've seen it from a distance, not touching my life, but seeing how it touches other people's lives in an intimate ways, several different places around the world. Then educate yourself. Look into it. Look into what hyperinflation does to an economy, what it does to individuals' savings and their ability to care for themselves and their families. It's an interesting read. It's worth knowing. So today, 2 p.m., the Fed, going to tell you what's happening. It ain't going to be pretty. The direction is down and more quantitative easing. Is that good for anything? You know that there's a reduction in return for quantitative easing. Each time they add more and more, they get less and less in return. We're nearing the end of the cycle, and it's going to run over the top of everything. Get out of the way. If you are in the way of this tsunami, it will simply wash you right out of the way. It will not even consider you. You will not be a factor in this equation. But what you can do is build yourself a refuge on dry land, high up in the mountains, where the tsunami won't get to you. And that means getting your finances in order, moving them into safe havens, not just a safe haven, something that will appreciate in value. Gold and silver traditionally have been protections against inflation, but there is also an opportunity on the horizon to gain from its rapid increase in value. Gold and silver are greatly undervalued. I think silver is the most highly manipulated market on earth, gold following somewhere around there. Every market is manipulated to the extent at which it can be to the advantage of those the elite, if you want to call them, whatever word you want to call those people, the top 0.001% people, not even that high, 0.1%, maybe even the 1%. They all work together through a consensus of greed to do things that benefit themselves, even to the detriment of people like you and I. They don't care about you and I. They don't care about anybody but themselves. People are greedy, and that's what everyone does. Do I actually care about every single human being on earth? Yeah, right. I mean, do they enter into my equation on a daily basis? So protect yourself, because what's coming can't be stopped. It's just a cycle. And we keep looping around and around and around. And every single fiat currency on earth has stages it goes through. They're all just different timelines based upon management and greed and faith and belief, and that's all these fiat currency systems are. They're belief systems. You understand that? They are belief systems. And as long as the belief that it will continue on is there, it will continue on. Remove that belief and it collapses incredibly fast. Why do you think Germany repatriated their gold? Why do you think they didn't make noise about not being allowed to even see their stack of gold? They were put in a room when they finally got entrance into the New York Fed vault. They were taken into a room and a sample of their gold was brought in. They were allowed to look at it, and then it was taken away. They didn't get to wander through the vault to check and count all their gold bars and check the serial numbers. And it took 7 years for them to repatriate their gold. They made an agreement with the Fed not to take it all at once. Why? Well, because the Fed couldn't provide it all at once. And they didn't want to shock the system by demanding all of it at once. And then the Fed couldn't give it, and then you'd have a collapse. So it took 7 years, and they got brand new, shiny gold bars, not the ones they turned in. Why? Well, 2 + 2 = 4, anywhere you go in the world. And the gold wasn't there. Capiche? They had to go out and find it. The COMEX couldn't deliver. They had to fly airplanes from all over the world to bring the silver in to deliver. One person stood for delivery. I believe it was someone out of Asia, stood for delivery of a large quantity of silver, and they couldn't deliver it. I've been saying for years and decades, I've told people that at some point in time, people are going to say, I want my silver out of the COMEX, and they're not going to be able to deliver it. And that's going to cause a panic. And those panics are coming. Those things are already happening. So get out of the way. Look at the indicators. The world is telling you what is coming. In big, bold letters on every single billboard you drive by on the highway. If you don't listen to those cues, those hints the world are dropping, well, then you're going to get run over. I don't want you to get run over. I want you to get out of the way. But you got to do your part. Educate yourself. Learn about these things. These things are important. They're going to greatly affect your finances in an adverse way. You need to mitigate that risk. That's not a risk. It's a certainty. It's not a risk. It is a certainty. These things are coming. There is no other mathematical conclusion to it. 2 + 2 is always 4. No matter where you go in the world, no matter what you do, 2 + 2 is always 4. No matter what they tell you, it's always 4. So do your due diligence. Buy my books. Oh, I don't have any book. Actually, I do have a book, but it's not for sale. I buy my courses. Get an education. Buy my courses. I don't have any courses. My videos are about encouraging you to do your own due diligence and get out of the way. That's what it's about. God bless y'all. Take care, and I'm out.